A reading from Mark's Gospel from chapter 15, verses 25 through to 38. It was 9 in the morning when they crucified him. The written notice of the charge against him read, "The King of the Jews." They crucified 2 rebels with him, one on his right and one on his left. Those who passed by hurled insults at him, shaking their heads and saying, "So you who are going to destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, come down from the cross and save yourself." In the same way, the chief priests and the teachers of the law mocked him amongst themselves, saying, "He saved others, but he can't save himself. Let this Messiah, the King of Israel, come down from that cross, that we may see and believe." Those crucified with him also heaped insults upon him. At noon, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. And at 3 in the afternoon, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you forsaken me?" When some of those standing near heard this, they said, "Listen, he's calling for Elijah." Someone ran, filled a sponge with wine vinegar, put it on a staff, and offered it to Jesus to drink. "Now leave him alone. Let's see if Elijah comes and takes him down," he said. With a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. The curtain on the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. This is the word of the Lord, and we thank him for it. This is the second of the reflections by Pat Marsh, and this one is entitled Insight. "This is my body, I remember," he said, and as the fibres of bread crumbled in those strong hands, how little we understood the meaning of those words, the prophecy in that symbolism, and how a struggle to comprehend it still. Broken for you. I can see the brokenness, all right there in front of me, screaming at me through his blood-stained flesh. And though my eyes are riveted to his violated body, in my mind I'm back in the peace of that moment in the upper room. I see again the slender fingers breaking open the bread with such amazing reverence. The offering of himself beginning right there in that moment. And now the blood dripping from his wounds, streaming from his side, trickling down his forehead. His body washed red in rivers of blood. Somehow there's a connection there with that cup of wine and those words we couldn't believe, that his blood was about to be poured out. But not without reason, not without purpose. Somehow it was to be for the forgiveness and the renewal of the world. A new covenant, he said, a promise for all time. A promise for all time. I've got the strongest feeling in my bones that this is a pivotal moment in history, if only I could understand it. I have to believe that the promise is true. There's no other way to make sense of it. We sing again, "My Lord, what love is this?"